It's great to be back here with you again. My name is Tim Zimmerman. I come from the eye of the storm of Hurricane Ian. I come from Fort Myers, Florida. Well, we got beat up a little bit, stayed with neighbors for 4 months, but we're back in our home and on the mend. All we need is a kitchen. Well, this is the 45th anniversary of the King's Brass, and over those years we've taken hymn tunes and done them in a little different way, like this next one that says, "All creatures of our God and King." In celebration of the 45th anniversary, we came out with a new CD that just came out this past May. Many things we're playing here this evening is off the new Festive Brass CD, as is this next piece, written by an American composer named Leonard Bernstein. He conducted the New York Philharmonic for many years, and he also wrote for the Broadway stage. His best-known musical is called West Side Story, but he also wrote many others, and this is one of the others he wrote. This is the very crazy overture to Candide. Well, it's great to see all the kids who've joined us here this evening. We want to do something for the kids because we're glad they came. We want to do a story about a farm. Painting the backdrop for our story is our percussionist right behind me. And on the farm was a farmer, and his name is Jesse, and he's represented by the guy right over here at the keyboard. Right behind me playing percussion from Grand Rapids, Michigan, please welcome the doctor himself, Dr. Colton Morris.
Hi, my name is Dr. Sungwan Kim from Columbus, Ohio. I'm so happy to be back in my home church here, Power Mission Baptist Church.
Well, Jesse had three sons who were represented by three trombones, the tenor and the low bass trombone. Their names were Eliab, Abinadab, and Shammah. They were very tight and they always stuck together.
Hello, my name is Kyle Davidson, and I'm coming to y'all from Cleveland, Tennessee, where we like just a little bit of tea in our glass of sugar.
Hi, my name is Christian Marple. I live in Fairfax, Virginia. And since many presidents have been born on Virginia soil, you could call it a Prez dispenser.
Well, my name is Jonah Trout. I come from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where we have ketchup.
Well, kids, there was an evil people from a city called Gath. They were called the Philistines, and they were not very nice at all. And they're represented by the loud, most obnoxious trumpets.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tony Sanders, and I come from Minnesota. People often ask me, is it cold there? But I always tell them, yes.
Well, the Philistines had a championship warrior named Goliath, who's represented by the biggest, baddest instrument and ensemble, Mr. Tuba. He was the biggest bully, the loudest yeller, and the man with the worst breath.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fulkerson, and I live in Dallas in the Republic of Texas.
Well, Jesse's youngest son was named David, who was a harp and piccolo trumpet player. He was a part-time musician in the court of the king, but had a day job as a shepherd.
Hello, my name is Joey Schneblin, and I come to y'all from Iowa, where our food pyramid consists of the 3 B's: beef, bacon, and bacorn.
Well, kids, I think we have all the members of our story, the farmers, the brothers, the Philistines, David and Goliath, and I think we're ready to play the story using the Sunday school song, Only a Boy Named David.
These next pieces are typically American. And since the members of King's Brass have done marching band for many years, we thought we'd do a march from Civil War days. This piece is written by Patrick Gilmore for his sister's fiance as he returns from battle. So we'll all shout hooray when Johnny comes marching home.
Well, if you like that one, you're definitely going to like to listen to it on our new CD. But you're probably wondering why we play all these instruments. And the answer is quite simple. You haven't heard us sing. So we would like you to join us in singing All Hail the Power. The words will be projected on the screens or printed in your programs, and the brass and organ will introduce the hymn of the fanfare. So simply watch us for the cue and join us in singing All Hail the Power.
Please stand and join with us in singing All Hail the Power of Jesus' name. For the 100th anniversary of our nation, there were a group of pastors and musicians up in New England. They decided that we as a nation needed a national hymn. And they came together and wrote the hymn, God of Our Fathers. And my favorite stanza is the second one that says, refresh thy people on their toilsome way. Lead us from night to never-ending day. Fill all our lives with love and grace divine. And glory, Lord, and praise be ever thine.
I hope you're enjoying the concert so far. We're going to take this time to take up free will offering. So all the money that we collect will go toward the ministry of the King's Brass. We're going to be taking a short intermission. So I was told to just tell you that the restrooms are going to be on your right as you go out. And also if you go follow the hallway, when you came in, you saw the CDs and other things that the King's Brass is selling. So you could find the CDs there. So please come back in a few minutes. We'll go ahead and start the second part of the program. So please come in and be seated. 우리 이제 두 번째 시간을 갖겠습니다. 다 자리에 앉아주시고요. 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
sat at his desk, waiting. He waited even though there were letters to sign, emails to read, press conferences to prepare for, and briefings with the cabinet to attend. Looking up from his schedule, he smiled. Yes, there was a lot to do, but first, some people were coming. These were some very important people. At least he thought they were important. That was why they were invited to come to the White House to talk with him. He longed to hear what was in their hearts, in their minds, and to talk about how they felt, what they needed, and how they could help him accomplish his goals.
Mr. President,
Yes.
they're here, sir.
Wonderful. Send them on in.
O thou chief executive who art in the White House, O thou in whom so much doth constitutionally dwell, upon whose desk hath been placed a most effective blotter, incline thine ear toward thy most humble citizen, and grant that thy many entities may be manifoldly endowed upon the fruitful plain. And may thou dost hearkeneth. What needeth
Excuse me, sir, but I don't think you even know what you just said.
Goodbye.
Next.
Yo, 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 what's good, Mr. Prezi? Yo, look at this house. It's sick. Really digging the positive vibes. I'm so glad we could have this little conversation. But you know, my friends and I have a saying, and it goes like this. You don't bother me, I don't bother you. Selfie. See ya.
Next.
Mr. President, I need a parking space downtown this afternoon. And not a parallel one I can pull right into nice and easy. And nothing with a meter or an attendant. I'm not paying for any tickets. I'm sure you'll do this for me. This is very, very important.
Now, speaking of important, have you heard my plan to help feed the hungry?
And another thing, I've lost my favorite golf club, a putter. This one, in fact. Can't remember where I've put it, and I've got a big game this Saturday and desperately need it. I'm sure you'll find it for me. Goodbye.
Next.
Dear President, I know I should talk to you when I'm more awake, but I've got so many things to do, and now I'm so sleepy.
Colton, will you please show this young man out? Now, how many do we have left for tonight?
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but it looks like, as usual, most of the people we sent invitations to, well, they all said they were too busy to come. They had to go walk the dog, do some dishes, wash the car, go to a Cincinnati Reds game.
So there's nobody else who would like to speak with me.
Well, we've got one left on the list, sir, but, ooh, I don't think you'd want to talk with this guy.
Now, why would that be?
Well, because he's just a child, Mr. President.
Well, that's fine with me. Send him on in.
Very well, sir.
Are you really the president?
Why, yes. Yes, I am. Well, don't you have something to say? Something to ask for? A poem to recite?
Yes, I do.
Well, go on, son.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me. That's all.
The president couldn't seem to say anything for a while. All he could do was smile. Then they talked and talked for the longest, most wonderful time.
Please stand and join with us in singing When Peace Like a River. Corrie ten Boom was a Dutch watchmaker from the city of Haarlem in the Netherlands. During World War II, as a result of her Christian faith, she hid Jews in her home, hiding them from the invading Nazi army. Well, she was eventually arrested and sent to the Ravensbrück concentration camp in Germany. You can read her story in her book, The Hiding Place, and the movie by the same title. But this is what Corrie ten Boom has to say about prayer. She says, the wonderful thing about prayer is you leave a world in which you can't do something, and you enter God's realm where everything is possible. God created man in his own image and wants to have a relationship with him, wants to talk with him. But man rebelled against God, and a great gap was placed between God and man. But God had a solution. The solution was himself. He came down in the form of the God-man, Jesus Christ, paid the great price for our sins on the cross, a price that we couldn't pay on our own, was buried, rose again the third day to ever conquer sin and death once and for all. And now he promises that all who come to him in faith, he will make their hearts clean. He will adopt them into his family and make them sons of God. Jesus said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. When David was facing Goliath, David was probably 15 years old and undersized. And he faced Goliath, who was over 9 feet tall. Goliath's armor alone weighed 120 pounds. But David had spent time with God. He knew God's power. He had spent time with God as he took care of his family's sheep. Listen to what he says in Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Surely goodness and mercy will chase after me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So when David faced Goliath, he saw the problem in front of him, but he saw beyond the problem and saw the power of God. The Israelites looked at David and Goliath and says, David's going to get killed. David looked at Goliath and thought, my goodness, this guy is huge. I can't miss. And he went from fear to faith and won a major victory. When Hurricane Ian hit Fort Myers last September, Psalm 46 was often quoted. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Be still and know that I am God. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Join us. He will hold me fast. And we'd like to close this evening with a praise song that's taken right from the Psalms that says, "Our God is an awesome God." Thank you, thank you. You may be seated. We appreciate each one of you who have come here this evening. I know some have driven for quite some distance, and always a pleasure to be here in the Cincinnati area where the weather is always perfect. And I want to say a big thank you to Diane and Pastor Ray and all those here at the church who've made us feel so wonderfully welcome. And wonderful to be back in the home church of the amazing Dr. Sung-Won Kim. Well, we have some recordings out in the lobby, new festive brass CD that we've mentioned throughout this evening. Sung-Won Kim has a piano CD, came out a couple years ago. We appreciate his work on the piano and on the organ. We have also King's Brass on flash drives. Did you think that would ever happen? People have told us, hey, we have new cars, no CD player. Well, we put 5 CDs on a flash drive. You just put them in that USB port in your car, and voila, you have King's Brass music. And we're doing one other thing for the 45th anniversary of the King's Brass. In March of 2024, we're taking a King's Brass cruise down in the Caribbean. So if it's getting a little cold here in Cincinnati, come join us out of Fort Lauderdale. We're down to St. Thomas, down in the Caribbean. If you play a brass instrument, bring your horn and come join us on the cruise, because the bottom line is you can never have enough brass players. Well, my dad was a Navy vet during World War II, was always very proud of his Navy service. This piece is from World War II, was premiered by a band called the Army Air Force Big Band. And their leader was none other than Mr. Glenn Miller.
All right. Let's give another round of applause to King's Brass. Before I dismiss you, I'd like to say thank you once again for coming tonight. We've actually started remodeling the sanctuary, and this was actually our first event that we had for King's Brass. So it was wonderful to see our lights working properly, but the whole time I was thinking, how am I going to clean up all the spits? Right? But anyways, so if we have a refreshment ready, I know it's late, but if you'd like to hang out a little bit, and we have some refreshment ready prepared by Power Mission Baptist Church. So please join us out in the lobby area, and I think that's all. So let's go out there and meet our performers, and also enjoy our time together. God bless you all.